Hello, and welcome to another episode of Healing from the Mess with me, Lizzie. Today I want to recap. So, last month started out great, and then it became a bit of a shit show, if we're being honest. So I'm sure that I made a episode, but I really want to talk more in depth about it now because I've had some time. So it's been almost a month since I stopped talking to somebody. It was a 2-decade-long friendship ended. I needed some space I needed some space. And during this time of space, and yes, I blocked without explanation because they know what they did. They know how it makes me feel, and I was over it. So after 2 weeks, actually, let's just start off with this. It's been almost a month. They have not reached out since the day after I blocked them. And for me, I'm really upset because when you're told by someone over and over again how important you are to them, how much your friendship means to them, and you walk away, mind you, they still have my email. So it's not like they couldn't email me. And they don't even try to apologize or to fix what went wrong. There's no steps to trying to make amends. I'm at a loss. Because that means I wasn't fucking important to you. And that hurts more than anything. That, for me, hurts more than anything. So I'm trying to process that information. But it still hurts. By no means do I want this person in my life. I can't have them in my life. What has been very consistent throughout these 7 years, where there was like everyday content. We've talked every day for 7 years. We talked every day when we were in school together too. We talked every day up until they moved out of state. And I'm so sorry. It's hard for me. So it's a new routine to get used to. But the one thing that was consistent through the whole time is they need to be the number one person in people's lives. But those people will never be number one in their life. And it's because like they have to be first. Always. And I don't think they see it. I don't think they understand that, but it's very true. If you watch the actions, if I go back and I look at actions that have been done, unless it benefits them in some way, they're not going to put you above them. And that was really hard for me to realize. It hurt. It still does. The end of last month. Oh, no, we're not going to jump ahead. So I reached out. I think, oh gosh, when was it? Jeez, I know. I have to make sure I know my research here. I don't misspeak. I don't want to do that. I reached out to somebody, to a friend of Sherry's, on around the 22nd of last month, asking them some questions that they would know the answer to, or at least give me information and insight. Like, I took with a grain of salt. I also knew the risk. They're still friends with her on Facebook, even though they haven't spoken in 10 years. For me, it's still like very, it's there. You know what I mean? But I knew the risk. And they gave me some insight. They gave me some information that I didn't know. So that was helpful in a way. I mean, mind you, it's questions about a long time ago. It's not like I'm asking a question about now, because now isn't there, but it's questions about the past, because I want to know more information. I love information. I love having access to information so I can kind of draw my own conclusions. So after like 24 hours of communication ended. I decided it was better if I just stopped talking to them. And it ended naturally, so it wasn't like abrupt. It was very natural ending to the conversation, to the interaction. 3 days after the conversation ended, so Friday, September 27th, I was vacuuming my couch. I was cleaning, and I happened to check my messages, because I get these alerts on my phone through message all the time. And I just went there and I deleted them, and I said, "You have one conversation open." And I'm like, unread. And I'm like, no, I don't. I just deleted them all. I scrolled down, and there in front of me is a text from Sherry. I was in shock, to the point where I didn't even read the date until like 15 minutes later. It was from the night before, 12 hours. So I thought 12 hours later, almost exactly 12 hours later, which is shocking to me. Yeah, I mean, I saw like 11 and a half hours later. And basically she says that she loves me, that she's sorry, it's all her fault. There's no words to describe how much she misses me and how often she thinks of me and how she hopes I can forgive her. But she understands, oh, I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I pray for it. Adult me, I forgive her. I'm there now. Adult me is there. If you listen to the end, hold on, let me find the lyrics really quick. The last line from this song says, nope, that's not the right one. Okay. No, what? Oh, here we go. Jesus. I don't know why it's not sending me to the lyrics of this song. First, I'm so sorry. This is insane. The last line of this, of this song is, I can't keep on waiting for you to say sorry. All of the anger has poisoned my body. If you ever listen to this song I've written, I want you to know you're already forgiven. I have forgiven her. The adults, side of me, because I have my inner child, I have my inner teenager, and because they were traumatized, they were neglected, they weren't loved right. Adult me has forgiven her. Adult me has moved on because of the empathy I have. Now, I did open it. I made the mistake of opening it. I shouldn't. So then, when was it? 5 days after I see that message. If you want to be direct, it was 4 days and 22 hours later after I saw that message. I see it on the morning that I'm taking my husband I'm driving him to the hospital closest where we live, just to get him checked out, to make sure, like, he's fine. Because he had some kind of little, like, scare or something. Like, something that kind of, like, I don't know what this is. So I took him to go, get checked out. That morning, 30 minutes before we are leaving, I get this message from her telling me that her husband was ambulanced to the hospital last night and might need surgery. I get a text. Oh my gosh, I don't know. The following day or the day after? Hold on. I don't remember. Hold on, let me check. The next day that he's being discharged. Now, me being me, my husband talks to this man, okay? We would have found out eventually. She didn't need to tell me. There was no reason for her to tell me that. We would have found out. My husband talks to him. I called the day after he got discharged. Later than I should have, admittedly. To see how he was doing, to make sure they made it home okay from the night before. And whatnot. From the hospital. And, they were playing a game together, apparently, because I'm talking to him, and he's like, oh, by the way, and I'm not going to repeat it. I'm not going to repeat it here, because it is what it is, but there was, like, something going on with her, and he was trying to tell me, and she's telling him, shut up. And I can barely hear her in the background. I can hear her voice, but I'm not paying close attention to know what she's saying, because I don't. At that point, just tune her out. So she's speaking low enough where I really have to, like, listen, and I don't have. So we have to hang up because now she's pissed off at him, right? Because he's telling me something about her. And my guess is, if I had to sit there and guess what she was saying to him, it's, she can ask me herself if she wants to know about me. I didn't ask, and I don't care enough to. I don't. I'm done. I do no longer care enough to ask. I haven't asked, and I'm not going to ask. And I don't think I'll hear from her for a while, because that happened last Friday. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. After I got her text that day, when I read it the week before, one of my closest friends was actually camping at a site like 5 minutes from our house. I literally drove as far as I could without going into the campground, parked my car, and walked all the way to our campsite, which was at the very end of the campground, because I needed out of my house. I was so stressed out from that message. I was in shock because I never expected to hear from her again. I was in shock, and I needed out of my house. I mean, I let my dogs out. I let them in. I locked the doors behind me and I walked out. I walked out of my house and I drove to, and I saw my friend. Spent 3.5 hours there, walked back, came home, let my dogs out, made dinner for my family, left with my husband at home, went to the bank, went to the grocery store, got gas, came home. I remember nothing about the rest of that night. I was in shock. And, day after that, I went to a concert I won tickets for, with another friend of mine. We had a fantastic time. Hold on. I'm really sorry. I am. My nose is just not cooperating today. Had a great time. It was amazing. I loved it. I was so exhausted Sunday that, because I didn't go home till 1 o'clock in the morning, passed out by 1:30, woke up at 6:30, 7 o'clock. Might have been 7:30. But it was 7:30 because it was 5 hours of sleep. Right? 6 hours of sleep. 6 hours of sleep. I can't math. I woke up. I spent Sunday just drained. I mean, I think I just sat here and watched TV. The next day, still kind of out of it, tired. And everything just boom, boom, boom. So, like, the day before she messaged me about her husband, my husband called me, so that Tuesday, calls me and goes, hey, I left my brace at home. Can you bring it to me? Sure. I grab it. I go drop it off. No problem. I leave. It was the first day of October. I leave there, and I don't know where I was in my head, but I passed my road. I had no realization. I don't even remember passing the gas station. I'm supposed to turn at that gas station. I have no recollection of this. I end up all the way to this other road. I know this road. I go. Because I passed a Marathon gas station and went, that's not, where did that's not supposed to be there. I do another road. I know where I am. I turn left. I think, oh, it'll be fine. I can take the road, my actual road, all the way down. It's a long, long road. But I can take it all the way down. So I get on it. I make it down enough where now I see that my road is closed and at that spot, and it's closed just beyond that spot. So it's like just a building. Like there's 2 buildings there that are just blocked off. 3 buildings. Two on the north side and one on the south side. Yeah. I can't math all the time. Sorry. I mean, I could be totally wrong but I'm pretty sure I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's the way it goes. Don't ask me. I don't know anything. So directions aren't my strong suit. So I have to turn around, go all the way down to the next road that I can take up to get to the main road to drive all the way to the entrance of my road that's not blocked off. So it takes me 30 minutes to get home. I was supposed to go to Meijer. And I was like, I'm not going to Meijer. Like, I can't do it. I'm not leaving my house. I drove enough. Till I sat down. I have a plate of snacks. I have my grapes. I have salami. I have some Oreos. I have my soda. Well, it's my pop. And it's like the Olipop Ridge Rush. So for me, it's enough like Mountain Dew. I don't need Mountain Dew. I had that in my cup. I'm ready to go. I had it in this cup too. There's nothing in here, but it was in this cup. I no more than finish my salami and my grapes and look at the tea, and I'm watching it. I'm about to watch Anchorman for the first time in almost 20 years, 18 years. About to watch Anchorman. Okay? And my husband calls and says, hey, are you home? Yeah. Are you still dressed? Yeah. Cool. I'm on my way home. You're taking me to the hospital. Okay. Hung up. Turn off the TV. I put my Oreos in a bag so I take them with me. I finished half of the pop that was in there. I grabbed another can and poured the rest of it in the cup. And I make sure the dogs are taken care of. I get myself taken care of. And I'm in the car waiting for him when he gets home. Like, we're going to Grayling? He goes, yeah. We're going to that. We're going there. So, all right, we're going there. We go there. Waiting room for 3 hours because their entire emergency room was full. Every bed full. They're waiting for ambulances to come from Traverse City to pick them up. That's a long drive. That's like 70 miles away. They're waiting on 3 ambulances. So we leave. Hey, you guys are doing great. It's not your fault. I understand. I'll just go to Traverse City tomorrow because that's what I want to tell me anyway. Bye. We walk out. Take him home. My kids got home. Oh, yeah, and that's the other thing. With the road being closed, they had to walk a half mile to the house, which, honestly, I wish they could do that. I wish that was our bus stop when it wasn't winter. You know, when it's like this weather, when it's like fall, end of summer, beginning of fall, because that walk home, believe it or not, they are different kids when they get home. They are freaking different kids. So I wasn't even there when that happened. So I get a call from my son's phone from the bus driver saying, hey, blah, 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 blah. This is where they're being dropped off. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm not there. They have to walk home. So they walked home. It was awful. I sat on the phone with my kid all the way to the house, you know, until they got home and hung up. Called them when we were on our way home. We're exhausted. And then last week started. So, I mean, we're only on day 8. And we have conferences tonight. And I'm over it. Like, I don't know. When I drew for October, I was like, why is it like this? September was so nice. I mean, it was a shit show, but it was nice. Okay? I did things. I did good things. Things ended. It was good. And then October happened. It was like, why is this happening? Anyway, so when I went to therapy on the 3rd, on Thursday, her and I talked. Because I went for a walk. I went for a walk Wednesday. After that day, you know, my mom's husband's in the hospital. My husband was in the hospital, but he was just getting checked out and went home. We were home before the boys got home. It was great. Thankfully, that was awesome. But like, I went to therapy because the walk helped me clear my head. And when I talked about, I did not want to talk about this here. But I mean, if you haven't figured it out yet, so I talked about reblocking her number on my phone. And my therapist said, when you're ready, you do that. It's not a rush. It's not. Take your time. If you feel like that's the right move for you, then you do that. If you just want to leave that door open, because it's not open. For me, it's just unbolted. I unbolted. I unlocked the door, but I don't want you to come in. Because I'm not talking to you. You're outside my door, banging on the door. I'm not opening it. And if you open that door, you don't know this person. You don't know the person who's meeting you on the other side. And trust me when I say, I am not the person I was a year ago, which brings me back to that. Today, I don't even know. Oh my God, I wonder if I can find out. I bet you I can find out when. Because I usually make a whole, like, time frame of it. So let's go back. Let's see. Was it that late? I don't think it was it that late. It may have been. Okay. Maybe it was that late. So later today will be exactly a year since my children and I have seen her. Shut up. Sorry, my phone's being stupid. It's being really stupid. Be a year since we've seen her. So the person I was a year ago isn't who I am today. If she tried to open that door, it would be like if I'm being like literal, comes to my house and opens my door. The person she's meeting isn't somebody that she knows. It's someone she's never met before. If she metaphorically opens the door, there is no response. There's nothing. There is zero response. There is no... Sorry, I can't slide that anymore. There's no response. Zero. I am not who I was a year ago. I'm not. I'm not who I was 6 months ago. I'm not who I was 3 months ago. And the person who put up with all that stuff, who was that doormat, who let all these things happen around her and did nothing, she's not here anymore. That weight's been taken off her shoulders. And now she can live her life the way that she sees fit, where she's happy, her family's happy, where her first priority is making sure that she is taken care of. The doormat has been removed. So, there you go. Happy Tuesday. Happy second Tuesday of October. I hope your month is going way better than mine. Thank you for tuning in. And I hope you join me next time for another episode of Healing from the Mess with me, your host, Lizzie. I really thought I pushed stop.